room that he's frequented. A very, very funny man. One of my very favorite comics to work with. Please put your hands together all the way from Chicago, Salty Peters!
What's up, Rockford? Guys, give it up for Marcos and all the comics you've seen tonight. Bookworm Cafe, make sure you treat them well, tip them. You guys feeling good? 12-year-olds running across the stage already, awesome. I think he came out here so his dad showed him like, dude, pay attention in school or you're doing this shit for the rest of your life. Like these guys graduated, but clearly they graduated with a C- average. No, man, I love the weekend because I have a shitty boss. Anybody here got a crappy boss? Anybody? Like, I hate my boss. Like, at any point in time, anybody's ever had a bad boss. Seriously, you guys have all had great bosses? Like, God, I hate my boss. Like, you ever been talking to your boss, but you're not really listening to a word they're saying? Like, they're delegating some mindless task, and the only thing going on in your mind is, what would happen if I punched this motherfucker in the face right now? What would she do? I'm glad I have a job. I get it. The economy still sucks. I get it. But just because you're working doesn't mean things are going great, right? Because you got to put up with a lot of dumb stuff when you're at work. Like coworkers. When did these people show up? And everyone's got that coworker that's just so mind-numbingly stupid, you don't know how this person managed to be conceived. Because this was supposed to be their dad's fastest swimmer. Like, how dumb were the other sperms that this is the idiot that made it? What are they doing, like swimming around in circles and shit? But the dumbest thing at work has got to be motivational posters. They just put one up at my job called Teamwork. Together we accomplish great things. With the picture of the Great Wall of China. Like, I get the idea, but the Great Wall of China was built by slaves. And half of them died in the process. Then they used the dead ones to stick the bricks together. Like, that's not teamwork. That's like getting a picture of the Native Americans on the Trail of Tears and calling it road trip. I love seeing all the women out here tonight. Guys, give it up for the ladies being out here. It's good. I love women. You know, my wife's a woman, so that helps. That's good. But ladies get away with some wild stuff. Like, you guys get away with stuff that, like, just get, like, we don't even call you out on. Like, you know, women can say crap like 40 is the new 30. And men, we just let you do it. Don't call you out. But it doesn't work the other way. Like, I can't go up to a girl and be like, hey, baby, broke is the new wealthy. I'm rich in here. Because she's just going to look at me and be like, well, that's nice, but you're never going to get in here. And like, it's 2011, ladies, what is going on with the animal print clothing? Seriously, like, when the hell did zebras become sexy? And like, who are you trying to attract when you dress like this? The crocodile hunter? Because I gotta tell you, when you're at a club and a guy comes up, he's like, girl, damn, you look good in that zebra dress. What he's really saying is, girl, I think I like Animal Planet more than I legally should. And who knows, maybe it is sexy. Maybe it's sexy, I'm just losing touch as I get a little bit older. Because I just turned 29, and that's not really old at all, but it is old enough to lose touch with like that 19, 20, 21-year-old generation. And what did it for me is the dance crazes. Because say what you will about my generation, when we were coming up, we had awesome dance crazes. We had the butterfly, let me see that Tootsie Roll. That was the shit! And what do the kids got today? What do they got? They got Superman, that ho, and the stanky leg. The stanky leg! Did you know that, sir, that there's a dance craze called the stanky leg? I bet when you were in high school, like, stanky leg was something you got from dry humping, am I right? That's crazy, man. Cell phones are kicking my ass, too. Like, I can't even keep up with the technology. Like, I still have the same crappy cell phone that I originally got with my contract like 5 years ago. It does nothing fancy. I make calls and I send texts. Like, that's it. I don't got 3G. I don't got Facebook. And if my wife is too tired for sex, there's no app for that. And no one even uses their phone to talk anymore, do they? They just use it to update their Facebook status. Oh, I hate my job. I wish my boss was dead. LOL. LOL's gotta be like the most abused thing of all time. It is the of the internet generation. Like, I actually saw my friend put this on Facebook the other day. Going to the hospital to visit my mom. I hope my kids behave and don't act like monsters. LOL. Like, that shit's not funny. If your kids don't behave, you don't blog about it, you punch the little brats right in the throat. Like, my dad was old school. He didn't put up with any of that, okay? Like, wherever we went before we got there, he'd give me a preemptive strike in the back of the head, like, listen here, you little brat. Now, I'm not sure if you're mine, But when we get in the restaurant, people are gonna assume that you are, all right? So I don't want you running around, I don't want you acting a fool. You better not embarrass me like that, it's Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, my dad's good. Like, I got a really close relationship with my dad. We get along really great. But the thing about my dad you guys need to know is that he's a Catholic deacon. And in case you don't know what that is, that's like an overgrown altar boy. That's old enough to fight back if the priest tries anything funny. So, like, my dad's cool, and he just got himself this HD TV, and he didn't know how to set it up right. So I go over to set it up, and the first thing my parents want to do is watch the whole movies on it. So I put it on, and my mom, now she's watching this, and she's not exactly what we call technologically savvy, okay? So we're watching this, and she's like, oh, this widescreen TV is weird. It makes me look weird. My dad, he doesn't miss a beat. He's like, that's because the video isn't formatted to fit the TV. This TV is formatted to fit your fat ass. I was like, whoa, Dad, erectile dysfunction really took away your filter. But like, growing up with my dad being a Catholic deacon, like, we were at church all the time. Like, I'm not kidding. We were there like 3-4 times a week. Like, that's a lot of church. So I figured I got a good line of credit with the Almighty, right? The only problem is, just like every other line of credit I've ever had, I managed to fuck it up. I didn't know how bad my credit was with God until he sent the collection officers to my house. You guys might know them, Jehovah's Witnesses. Like, I love when they come to my house, because I like to mess with them a little bit, right? But the last time they came to my house, they threw me for a loop. Because you know how they always come in a group of 2, right? One of the dudes was blind. He's supposed to be a witness. Like, can you call yourself a witness when you're blind? I don't think he's witnessing much. That's like a Jehovah's listener. Oh man, that's good stuff. I've been reading the news a lot lately. There's a big debate that's going on, especially in Kansas, is the whole thing with intelligent design. Now, I'm not here to talk about it one way or the other. I believe in evolution, but I also think design may have played a role. I just start to question whether God used it on us. Because, like, you ever see the way we die? I was reading this story, and this lady, her son's an astronaut, right? He's in outer space when she dies. Now, that sounds like a tragedy, but I read further in the story. Turns out she was on the way to the doctor when she came to a railroad crossing and didn't want to wait. So she tried to go around the 2 cars in front of her, and wouldn't you know it, bam! Mama got hit by the train and died. Like, that's not a tragedy. That's number 846 on 1,000 ways to die. Do you know how stupid you have got to be to get killed by a train? There's flashing lights, it honks a loud horn, it goes in a straight line on a track. It's not like this train all of a sudden made a left. And what scares me is that this lady passed on her DNA to a kid that is now an astronaut. Like, that gives me no confidence in NASA whatsoever. All I'm saying is, the next time you see a shuttle launch, if that shit launches in reverse, you're gonna know whose dumbass kid was driving the shuttle that day. There's a big thing going on too right now. They just started the whole trial for the thing that happened down at SeaWorld last year. And another one where the media just blows this crap out of proportion. You know, they report it like it's a tragedy, but you gotta know the facts. Alright, because Tilikum the whale already killed 2 people previous to this situation. And Dawn the trainer, she got into the water with him anyway. That's not a tragedy. That just goes to show you that even with animals, women sit here and think, oh no, not me. I'm different. I can change him. Don and Tilikum, they're like the Drew and Stacy Peterson of the sea. Is he here? It's crazy, man. But you know what the dumbest thing I've seen, you know, because it sounds like I'm picking on the women. I don't want to sound like I'm doing that, you know, because men, we do some stupid stuff too. Like, you ever see a rodeo? I'm watching a rodeo one time on TV, and this guy, he gets on this bronco in such a way that like 2 seconds in, he falls off the horse, and the hind legs come down and crush him on his chest. And I'm looking at this and I'm wondering, like, how many paint chips as a child do you need to eat to make this a good fucking idea? Because I have never, ever in my life looked at an animal that big and thought, you know what, I can ride that. That's not true, but in my defense, that one time the club was dark. I had a lot to drink. She was wearing a zebra print dress. This is stupid stuff, man. I'm up at TV, I'm watching TV, I'm up late, right? So I'm watching TV, and the commercial for Extends comes on, which isn't weird. What's weird, they put that on BET. Like, I think we missed the target market on this one, didn't we? Like, that's not fair. You can't advertise Extends to black men. That's like giving free mat tutoring to Korean kids. That's just not necessary. But the drug companies are messed up, man. They don't even care what they put in the drugs that they're giving us at all. Like, they came out with this new super drug called Advair, which is supposed to, like, fight asthma, right? The key ingredient increases the risk of asthma-related death. fuck? That's like a birth control that might turn you into Octomom. Or a Mexican. Guys, it's alright. I am Mexican-American. I know you can't tell by looking at me. But I do say that so you feel comfortable with some of the other racial shit that I'm about to say. And guys, it's like Rockford at 10 o'clock at night. All the Mexicans are still at work, so we're good. My cousins are still clearing the tables over at the Olive Garden. We're fine. So, but like, my mom came here from Mexico, so immigration's a big deal to me. But what gets to me is all the extremism that surrounds it. Because it never fails. You get to Fox News and you get this like redneck from Arkansas that's like, oh, the Mexicans are gonna ruin everything. They're gonna ruin the country. What the hell is there left to ruin? We're not the ones that made Snooki famous. And Sarah Palin decided to talk about this too. She actually said these words. She said, the governor of Arizona has the cojones to defend the border that Barack Obama does not. Why is Sarah Palin talking? What would she ever do to stop Mexicans from entering America? She couldn't stop Levi from entering Bristol. Oh, man. And the thing is, like, we just need to know our ethnic history in the country. We do, because this isn't the first time millions of immigrants come to America when their country's in a messed up spot. Same thing happened with the Irish, right? And look at the Irish, they're doing just fine. Every March we celebrate the most revered Irish tradition ever. Day drinking. Maybe we do it on Cinco de Mayo too, why not? Why not? I said that at a show one time, and this guy yells at me from the back of the club, he goes, yeah, that's right, dude. The Irish, we built this country, man. We didn't farm it. It's like, whoa, dude. Of course you didn't farm it. You let the potatoes die. We're not going to let you anywhere near the wheat and the corn. But you gotta know your ethnic history, you really do. Because like at the height of the recession, when the recession was the absolute worst, both my wife and I, we're unemployed. And we're pinching pennies trying to make our mortgage payment until we get a job, right? And I'm like telling this to my friend, I'm frustrated, I'm venting, you know, it's a stressful time. And my friend's like, let me take you out for a drink. So we go to the bar, he's paying drinks, right? And I'm just like getting it all out of my chest, you know, feeling a little bit better. And it would have been fine if my friend didn't all of a sudden turn into like this foreclosure expert. And he's Native American. Like, I'm just saying I don't think he's the best authority to tell me how to keep my land. That's like getting safe sex advice from Magic Johnson. Oh, come on, guys. Like, he was cheating on his wife. It's not like he was rescuing orphans from a burning building and he accidentally contracted it. No, I'm all about ethnic pride. Like, I love it. I'm proud of where I came from. I'm proud of my heritage. I think we should all be proud of where we come from. It's important. But you ever meet the guy that's just a little too proud? And it's usually for shit they had nothing to do with? Like, it's the Mexican guy that sucks at math that goes around saying, yeah, my ancestors are the Mayas and we invented the number 0. Good for you, Carlos. Get back to work or your paycheck is going to be 0. And like, I support immigration reform, I do, but Mexicans, we gotta stop doing stupid stuff, like going to immigration rallies, wanting to be legal citizens of America, with the Mexico flag wrapped around our shoulders. Do you know how stupid that is? That's like showing up to court for a DUI wearing a Corona shirt. With Snooki as your lawyer. Oh man, the whole, like the political thing, I hate how politically charged our country is. Like, it's so polarized, and there's like no middle ground for anything anymore. And what really did it for me this summer was the whole thing about the debt, you know? Because like, they're sitting there and the Republicans are complaining about it, and they're like, oh man, we got so much debt, 14 trillion in debt. How are we gonna pay back this debt? I'm like, guys, settle down, man. We got Barack Obama. I mean, if anybody can figure out a way to avoid their debt, it's gonna be the guy that graduated from Harvard. You guys are racists. No, and like what gets to me too is like the whole healthcare thing, because that went on for a year, and that's when like the Tea Party formed, like a month after Obama was in office, right? And they formed the whole thing. What gets to me about the Tea Party is that they also identify themselves as Christians, and as a Christian, you got to ask yourself, what would Jesus do? He would heal people. He didn't ask for a copay. It's not like the leper showed up and said, hey Jesus, can you knock out my leprosy? I don't know, man. Let me see who the provider is first. Oh, Blue Cross Blue Shield. I think you know how I feel about crosses. And you're Muslim? Well, that's out of network. I'm sorry. No, Jesus took care of that. Oh, man. Like I mentioned, I'm married. I've been married for, oops. Good thing she's not here. I've been married coming up on 4 years in November. It's good. Marriage is good. Everything's going good with that. The other day, my wife and I were playing this game where we can get to form our list, right? You know, the 3 celebrities that you can have sex with and the other person can't get mad. So she asked me, like, who's on my list? And I'm like, all right, Minka Kelly from Friday Night Lights, love her. Lila Garrity, awesome. Blake Lively, Gossip Girl, throw her on there too, love her, awesome. And I want to put Kim Kardashian on there because I think she's so gorgeous. But I'm intimidated by Kim Kardashian, and here's why. It's not her beauty, it's that she's been with Ray J and Reggie Bush. Like, I can't follow that. I saw the movie, I'm not gonna measure up. Don't get me wrong, I'm like more than adequate down below, but I'm definitely not Ray J or Reggie Bush. Like, my penis is like Scottie Pippen. It will get the job done, but everybody missed Michael Jordan. Oh man, I'm also a father. I'm 29 and I have an 8-year-old daughter, so if you do the math, on Planned Parenthood. And a lot of people asked us, asked me and my ex, like what that was like, because she was born when we were in college. And they're like, well, what was that like? Was it a difficult time for you? The implication being there, was abortion an option? And for us, it was definitely not. Never came up, never considered it. That was just not something we were gonna do at all. But now that my daughter's 8, I think about killing that little brat like once a week. Like, she does not shut up. It's just blah, 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 all day long. And so, like I said, her mom and I, we're not together. We didn't make it, the relationship didn't last. And then she got married before I did and started dating and all that. And so I was just hated her husband at the beginning. Hated him. Totally. For no reason, just because it was her husband, right? Just hated the guy. But over time, over the last several years, I've gotten to know him. He's usually at home when I go to pick up my daughter on the weekends that I have her. And he's actually a really good guy. I have a lot in common with him. He's, treats my daughter great. He's a good stepfather. What more can you ask for? The only problem is, I would be best friends with him if he didn't have such horrible taste in women. See what else I wanted to talk to you guys about. What else has been going on? Oh, I read this article the other day. My wife and I, big announcement too. My wife is pregnant, which is good. I just found that out not too long ago. Thank you. And so, now, this is my first kid in the last 8 years, so, I'm reading up on it because apparently there's new stuff in kids. I didn't know. And so my wife sends me this article that apparently the new trend for people to do this, this is true, I wish I could make this up, is after they give birth, these natural mothers, they save the placenta, take it home, and eat it. Yeah, true thing. I mean, not raw, guys, they cook it, because, raw would be disgusting, of course. So, but it's crazy, and their justification for this whole thing, as I'm reading the article, is that we're the only mammal that doesn't eat the placenta. Every other mammal in the wild eats the placenta. Yeah, every other mammal in the wild licks their kid's asshole clean. That doesn't make it, a good idea. Monkeys eat bugs out of their friends' hair. That doesn't make it a cure for lice. And I'm sitting here and I'm reading this and can you imagine being the kind of guy that struggles to get one of those from your wife every night or ever, and then you come home and you're put what in your mouth? You need a little bit more experience to understand that joke, I guess. Oh man, guys, I was watching Transformers 3 not too long ago over the summer with my daughter, and this is the parenting skills of a comedian, apparently, is we're watching Transformers 3, and if anyone hasn't seen it, at that scene when Megatron gets to the DC Capitol and blows off the head of the Lincoln Memorial, I don't even catch it. My daughter, who's 8 years old, leans over to me and is man, Lincoln can't catch a break. I thought it was pretty cool. I'm well, if you're going to be inappropriate, at least be funny, right? So I let that one slide. Like I was talking about, we're married. Well, actually, before that, I want to talk about this one too. When I was in college, even still, I'm a big fan of talking sexy in bed. I like to get vocal. I like to express myself. But you guys ever been talking dirty and that goes in the wrong direction? I'm hooking up with this girl in college, right? And right as we're about to get down to business, she looked at me over her shoulder and was like, "Are you gonna get me, Big Bad Wolf?" She was playing Little Red Riding Hood. I didn't get it, but I wanted to play along anyway, right? So I was like, little pig, let me in. 12-year-old got it. So like I said, I'm married. And there's some things about marriage that they don't tell you before you get into it, guys. You know, like for example, when you're dating a woman, you only see her 2, maybe 3 times a week. It turns out those are the days she shaves her legs. Like her legs are not always that smooth. So it's shocking when you climb into bed and feel the razor sharp porcupine quill for the first time. So, but like men, we're no better either because of all the sleep farting we do. Or so my wife tells me. Like, you ever fart so loud you wake yourself up? That's an impressive accomplishment. But you can't share that with your woman, not really, because you know it woke her up too, and now she's pissed the fuck off. So what do? You treat it like Jurassic Park, right? You're like, if I don't move, she won't know I'm here. I saw this the other day, this advertisement for GPS systems. Apparently there's a GPS system called Magellan, right? After Ferdinand Magellan, you know, the famous world navigator that wanted to go all the way around the world and died halfway through his freaking trip. Like, why am I taking directions from this guy? He couldn't even follow his own directions. Like, don't die on the defining trip of your life. You know, like a GPS system named Magellan, that makes about as much sense as a convertible called the John F. Kennedy. It's crazy. You guys feeling good? You guys having a good time tonight? This is really weird to be like performing in a club that's this well lit, or a cafe that's like this well lit, because usually it's like really dark and I can't see anybody's faces, which if you're laughing or not, then I'm like, good. Because I can't tell the difference, which is definitely like strange. And like we don't have the stage, so I don't get to feel superior to everybody. In my head, I'm gonna do that anyway, though. But I'm driving out here, and I saw some like weird stuff on my way out here. Like I saw this church sign on my way out here that said, "Google doesn't have all the answers." You know, implication being that you should probably crack open a Bible. Jesus is the answer. But guess what I found on the internet? The Bible. It looks like Google does have all the answers. Oh man, what else did I want to talk about? Like, either that or I'm burning through my set, because I had one of those shot in the darks, and I am talking really fucking fast right now. That thing was awesome. Whoever made that for me, you guys are awesome. Guys, give it up for Bookworm. That was really a mental break for me to figure out what the hell I'm going to say next. So this is like my first time ever actually being in Rockford, like, which is really weird. Like, you guys are kind of cool. Like, I like you guys. It's like 2 hours from the freaking city, though. Holy crap, this is far. This is like driving from Chicago to Champaign, like where I went down to school at. Like, this is nuts. No joke there, apparently. I have no idea what I'm doing with you guys now. Alright, well, I'm going to close it out with this. Like I said, I'm married, and one of the biggest casualties that's ever going to happen when you're married is going to be oral sex. Like that guy that laughed earlier can attest to. And nobody ever gives you that heads up. There you go. But it's frustrating, and I found the best way to deal with it is in the form of a song. Wait for it. I have whacked away the hours, I've taken ice cold showers, it's driving me insane. But though the sex is lacking, I could quickly stop my whacking if she only gave me brain. Her sex drives such a riddle that I am forced to fiddle and relieve my blue ball pain. I know that you're thinking I'm a freak who likes the spankings, but I really just want brain. Oh, I wish I knew why it makes her feel like a whore, doing things she's never done before. Instead, I'll sit and jerk some more. I wish I could lick her muffin, I'd give her a good stuffing, I'd make her scream my name. And even though it's scary, I can eat it when it's hairy if she only gave me brain. Guys, that's been me, I'm South of Madison. You guys have been awesome.